Welcome to today's show. My name is Stress Allen. You are tuned into the Gritty Gents Network. In last week's episode, we talked about what a Gritty Gent is and what does it take. In today's episode, we'll be speaking about what a Gritty Gent is not. A Gritty Gent is not lazy. A Gritty Gent is not a liar. A Gritty Gent is not inconsistent. A Gritty Gent is not selfish. These are a few qualities of the Gritty Gent. When I thought of the concept Gritty Gent, I wanted it to be an alternative option to the toxic masculinity that we see going on today. So a Gritty Gent is aggressive by nature because we are men. We need a moral code or a higher purpose to keep us on the straight and narrow. And the Gritty Gent doesn't shy away from that aggressiveness, but the way we execute it is different. The way we talk to women, the way we talk to children, the way we conduct ourselves against men. We're men who men love. That's what a Gritty Gent is. A Gritty Gent does not throw temper tantrums. A Gritty Gent does not go outside of the house looking unpresentable. A Gritty Gent does not say, "I'll do it later." A Gritty Gent does not put things off until tomorrow. A Gritty Gent is someone who puts himself first because he knows if his cup is half empty, then there's no way he'll be able to fill the cups of others. But he is not selfish with his time when he is in the presence of others. He wakes up early. He separates or isolates himself when he needs to work on tasks that are beneficial to him and keeping his cup full. He reads, he works out, he studies, he trains, he is philanthropic. A Gritty Gent is all of these things. A Gritty Gent is not a part-time position, it is a full-time, it is a lifestyle. It is the type of thing that honorable men pursue. You know, a Gritty Gent knows about and practices his own version, or our own version of the Bushido Code, which has to do with honesty, integrity, empathy, compassion, etc., etc. I'm sure you can look these things up in your own time, but the Gritty Gent is not a particular way to dress or a way to think. It is just the refinement of who you are as an individual. That is what a Gritty Gent is. So a Gritty Gent is not a uniform look. It's not a uniform way of speech, but it is about refinement. It's about refining how you present yourself in the world. Because you can only be you. You're unique to you. And if I try to encourage you to be me, then you'll be out of balance. And I would never want you to be out of balance because the people around you as a Gritty Gent will suffer. And that is the opposite of what the Gritty Gent stands for. So a Gritty Gent is not lazy, a Gritty Gent is not selfish, a Gritty Gent is not uncalculated. A Gritty Gent takes his time, he maps things out, but he also knows that he can only control so much. So he's open to being flexible if the moment calls for it. A Gritty Gent handles himself properly under pressure and pressure-filled moments, because the most important decisions or moments of our lives are often moments defined by pressure. So a Gritty Gent knows that, he embraces that, he prepares for that. A Gritty Gent is not somebody who just flies and moves with the wind, but he has the ability to do so because he takes the time to train, to prepare for every situation. That's why it's important for a Gritty Gent to be in the gym, or to do calisthenics or martial arts training. You know, these things are important because if you know you can protect yourself at any moment, then there's a certain way you carry yourself. It's important for a Gritty Gent to read, to expand his mind, to open the mind to other perspectives and philosophies so that you are able to communicate and reach the person you're speaking to, because you have no idea what their frame of reference is. So you need to be knowledgeable about different opinions and perspectives so that you communicate effectively. A Gritty Gent is entrepreneurial. A gritty gent doesn't rely on someone else, whether that's a company, a person, or a state, to take care of them, because he know that everything out of your control makes you dependent on someone else. If you're dependent on someone else to keep your water running, then the way you express yourself isn't always going to be tied to integrity. It's not always going to be tied to honor or doing things the right way. You're going to have to sacrifice your own moral principles at the expense of the institution, the company, the state, and the way that they operate in order for you to continue to get your paycheck. So a gritty gent is naturally entrepreneurial, not for the sake of selfishly independence, but for the sake of honor, just having integrity, being able to move the way that he needs to uphold his values and morals. A gritty gent, it's a difficult thing to be, but I believe it's what we all should strive for. It's something that we all should work on. It's a decision that has to be made every day, because we are human. We are not perfect. We will make mistakes. We will have moments of bad decision, but we want to keep those things as moments, and we don't want those to leak, to seep, whatever the word is, into our character, because our actions define our character. But a gritty gent knows that his thoughts become his actions, and his actions become his habits, and his habits define his character. So a gritty gent makes sure that he meditates. He makes sure that he does whatever he needs to be in a positive state of mind, to be in a present state of mind. A gritty gent knows that the time is always now. So he takes the time to prepare for the future, but he maps it out so that he knows that if he aligns to the habits that will get him to where he's going, he doesn't have to think about his future, because he will get there, because the path is already written. A gritty gent knows that everything is written. So he lives his life with a certain confidence. He finds the perspective to make any hardship or anything that could be perceived a hardship a blessing, because he believes that everything that happens in his life is preparing him for the person that he needs to be in the future. This is the mentality of a gritty gent. Nothing bad happens to us. The things that happen to us are meant to happen to us so that we're the person that we need to be in the moments that the future offers to us. This is a gritty gent. A gritty gent is not something that you should run from. A gritty gent is the person that you should embrace. It's the person that lead by example. A gritty gent is someone like you. You are a gritty gent.